Bonjour la classe. Alors ça c'est mieux. Maintenant on va faire le mot caché à page 19. Qu'est-ce que c'est matériel scolaire? School material, c'est ça. C'est les choses qu'on a dans la salle de classe, qu'on utilise pour les devoirs, mathématiques, sciences, etc.
Although the amount of homework may not be larger than in English classes, it may be more challenging. It is the early part of the month of December. Many changes have occurred since the beginning of the school year. Emphasis is now on understanding and communication. Students are now becoming more comfortable communicating in French and are developing strategies to read French effectively.
Les géographes ont divisé le Canada en différents groupes. Effacez les provinces, ok? Pouf, les provinces n'existent plus. Les géographes ont divisé des sections du Canada avec le même type de relief.
The amount of French being spoken by teachers at this point in the school year is 95% and above.
Maintenant, on sait aussi que les mélanges sont divisés en deux groupes. Quel est le nom des deux groupes de mélange?
Students are developing more learning strategies to help them with French language acquisition. French-English dictionaries, as well as verb books, are being used more often for precision. Students are expected to speak French in class.
Chantal.
Substance pure.
C'est ça, les substances pures.
Welcome to the beginning of March. French communication between teacher and students, as well as among students, has changed considerably. Emphasis is now on understanding and effective communication.
3 sont des canots et 1 est un kayak. Vanessa, quelle est la différence entre un canot et un kayak?
Un kayak est pas ouvré en l'eau.
At this stage, students are completely immersed in French. No English should be used during classroom instruction. Students are now able to interact with the teacher and with one another in French. They should be able to provide explanations with some degree of accuracy. Their vocabulary is adequate to express themselves in simple sentences.
Non, parce que nous avons différentes substances.
Language acquisition remains of prime importance, but skills are now being taught in relation to subjects and not separately. The year is almost over. Vocabulary is now sufficient to communicate simply and with some paraphrasing. The students' level of understanding has increased significantly, and as a result, the classroom instruction proceeds as would most other classes.
Sur l'énergie rayonnante du soleil et les capacités calorifiques.
In addition to regular classroom instruction, there are many more ways through which the students' immersion experience can be enhanced. In order to further their proficiency in French, students will benefit from continued exposure to French resources, music, books, movies, meeting French people, etc., as well as to cultural events such as French plays and concerts. I hope this year in review has enlightened you about student expectations, as well as answered some of your questions concerning the late immersion program. The following are students' perspectives of what they thought of their experiences in grade 7.
A person that would be good in French immersion would probably be a person that usually works hard at stuff and has good marks in English.
Qualities to learn French would be, I think, an ability to focus so that you can listen to your teacher, and also to be able to do well in the English program would help when you're working in French, because then you know what you're doing and you can concentrate more on speaking the other language.
My grade 7 year was fun, but it was hard sometimes because it was really kind of confusing at the first when she started speaking all French and we had to start speaking all French. But I gradually got used to it, and then it was fun.
I'd recommend to people who are on top of things and want to work, like if you're in French, you're going to have to do your homework and study. But if you don't want to do your homework and study, then you're not going to get anywhere. And you're just going to probably drop out because it's probably getting too hard.
I think the French immersion program should be is good for everybody because as long as you want to learn French, then it should be easy. At the start, to make learning French easier, she would write lists of words on the board and get us to translate them into English. And when we were doing work in any of the subjects, she'd use a whole bunch of different gestures and expressions to try and get us to understand French.
I like to learn the new language. Like, I think learning a new language is really fun because, like, I went over to Moncton and I got to speak French to the people, so it's pretty fun.